Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be talking about the Chariot, the Major Arcana card astrologically connected to Cancer, which at the time of making this video is the exact season that we're in. Now this is the Tarot Coins by Mystic Metals Divination, and it's such an awesome little deck. Deck because it's coins and everything, but you know, it gives you an idea. And what we're going to do in this video, I used to do it a long time ago. I haven't made a video like this in a while, but you know, share different illustrations and stuff. And before we get into that, hello, meet my favorite chariot of all time. I've been obsessed with the Dodge Viper. Now, the last time it was made was SRT since I was 6 when they first came out with it. That little thing on top, that Sneaky Pete, that was the original. And it's just, as much as I'm terrified of snakes, I am obsessed with the Viper. This so much. You are seeing one right here, and yes, it's a toy. It goes, yep. And this is one of, I haven't counted. I've been collecting them since I was 6 years old. I would say I'm up to at least 500 different colors, different years, different models, and everything. My dream one is very similar to this. It's actually the 96 GTS. It's metallic blue, kind of the same shade with white racing stripes. The gas tank on this thing, you see that right there? I just think that's so cool. Yeah, I'm weird. I've got my dad in me, you know, like fathers and stuff, you know, they like sports cars and everything. That's seriously been my favorite of all time Chariot since, you know, as far back as pretty much I can remember, as far back as it's existed. Okay, that aside, you know, show you my favorite Chariot, and let's show you my favorite Chariots in the tarot. Let's start with a Rider Waite Smith based, not exactly the exact one. No, this one's much groovier, from the Groovy Tarot by Tarot Collectibles. It's a British company that I got this years ago, and it's so much fun. It's so whimsical. It's so just entertaining. You know what the Rider Waite Smith looks like the guy, same kind of thing. It's just not as colorful, not as pretty and everything. But this illustration, just fun. Although, look at those two sphinxes down at the bottom. That one looks like he's not exactly happy that he's doing this, kind of like depressed that he's driving this chariot or pulling it forward. And that one just looks downright mad. The guy in the illustration, though, this dude, he is ready. He got that flower power going on. He's ready to see, you know, where the chariot can lead him. That 7 in the top, that always relates to overcoming obstacles that stand in the way of the success that we're seeking. So that overcoming obstacles, you know, you got to get behind the wheel of your chariot. You got to drive it. You got to move it forward. Whatever you choose to drive your chariot, it can be the chariot like this. It can be like a vehicle, and this card can absolutely represent, you know, a new vehicle or something coming into your life. But more often than not, this is taking control of our own lives, moving forward, that forward momentum that has us overcoming the obstacles that stand in our way of success, because we found that confidence, we found that drive, we are ready for what life throws at us because we are behind the wheel in our lives. So that is the Chariot from the Groovy Tarot. Most of these illustrations are going to show you a vehicle because, you know, in this day and age especially, vehicles are how we get around. There's always been some form of vehicle ever since the wheel was created, right? So there's always something moving us forward. But, you know, it doesn't have to be an actual vehicle. Like I said, you know, this is just taking control. And the Deviant Moon Tarot illustration of the Chariot kind of reminds us of that. There's no actual vehicle. There's nobody in, you know, with a wheel or a driver's seat or anything like that. The character in the Chariot illustration of the Deviant Moon Tarot is probably my favorite illustration of the Chariot because it's telling us that we are the ones going forward. There's a single wheel there and a wheel right there. But the suit of armor shows that strength that we have to get behind the wheels of our lives, get behind what we want to achieve, and overcome whatever obstacle stands in the way of doing so. The astrological correspondence, as I said, of the Chariot is Cancer. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, and so often I meet these people that are just the kindest and most compassionate people in the world. Their children are their lives, their loved ones are their lives, and they're helping them get behind the wheel. They're helping them achieve the lives they want to live. But at the same time, they don't have that same time and energy to focus on where they want to drive their own chariots. This says take control. There's nobody else in these illustrations. There's one character. One character ready, has that illuminated eye looking all, you know, you see it all creepy and everything, telling you, know, move forward. They're looking right at us. They're moving right towards us. This one is moving, you know, right. How we read left to right makes absolute sense, you know, move forward. find that passion, let it drive us forward so we can overcome whatever obstacles stand in our way. Now, that is the only illustration that I know of like, you know, that actually shows a character and there's no actual vehicle. They are the vehicle. The armor and everything, the smokestacks and stuff, you know, that fuel, that fire within, letting it steam our way forward. We don't need an actual vehicle. Although, sorry, this would be awesome. We don't need an actual vehicle to get our chariots moving. We need to find that confidence within ourselves, that ability to drive ourselves forward, embrace the momentum that says, you know, I can do this. All the things in my past that I've overcome, give me the ability to let my chariot drive, or let myself find that chariot within and drive it forward. Now, some illustrations of the chariot don't show any people at all. This is the Animystic Tarot, and it's one of my favorite decks of all time because nowhere, anywhere in this deck does it have an actual person. No, it's nature, you know, animistic, animals, and mystic, you know, nature and everything. And you see there the way the stars and everything are reflecting on the water, the way the trees and the mountains and stuff have paved the way forward, have spread apart to get us forward. This is such a cool illustration of the chariot. And again, doesn't show any chariot whatsoever. It doesn't actually show any people or anything, but just nature itself, the sky and the earth coming together. You know, you have these big dreams, you have these ideas. Shoot for the stars, go after what you want to achieve, and know that you have what it takes to follow your heart, to follow those emotions, to make those dreams a reality when you take control and you get behind the wheel of your life. That's what this illustration screams to me. You know, all three of these so far, they're so vastly different, but at the same time, they share such a similar message. Take control, move forward, get behind the wheel of your life because it's your life, your story. Put the armor on, learn from the experiences of the past so that you can overcome the obstacles that stand in your way as you put that armor on and try again and keep moving forward. Nothing, no wheels, no nothing. You don't need any of that. You just need, you know, those strong emotions to trust yourself, not negative emotions, but positive emotions, to believe you have what it takes. The way that the trees and everything are like coming together, almost reaching apart, across to one another. You know, Cancer, again, kindness, compassion. That's your, like, the name of the game. And that kindness and compassion that you give to other people, that same kindness and compassion can come back to you when you're that kind and caring person. So stay grounded, stay focused on where you want to achieve, and let, you know, that confidence, that light within you lead you to creating the life that you want, finding that power to overcome the obstacles that stand in your way of success. Again, now the way that those are reaching together, I feel like that reaches to another illustration of the chariot, this one from the Zombie Tarot, and right there it is. You see the characters working together in this hearse right here with all the zombies coming after them and everything, and it reminds us, this one, both show nobody else, you know, just us taking control of our lives. But this particular illustration shows, you know, working together for a single goal, working together to overcome the obstacles that stand in our way of success. Again, you don't need a vehicle, but this one actually shows it and shows the path, you know, going to the sunshine and the light and the better days away from the zombies. And, you know, just taking control, utilizing whatever we need to go after what we want, that forward momentum, learn from the experience of the past so that we can drive our chariots forward to where we want to be. Our familiars in the Grimm Tales Tarot can absolutely help us achieve our goals too. I mean, they, you know, cats, for example, in this illustration, and this is just such a fun deck. I really, really like this illustration because, you know, she's got wings, she's a fairy, she's following her dreams, you know, making her dreams a reality, utilizing her imagination to get to where she wants to be. And that cat there, you know, cats comfort us. They get the animals, like the critters and stuff we don't necessarily want, you know, bring them to us as presents. Yeah, but, you know, cats, familiars, pets, everything, they can give us that happiness, that joy we need in that mindset so that we can get behind the wheels of our lives and drive ourselves where we want to be. Each and every illustration that we see so far, except for this one, all has the Roman numerals of the the 7, and I really think that's important in itself as well, because like take this one because it's the easiest to see, and that one, and I guess that one too, because they're V1-1, so you know 5 and 2. There's many ways to get to the number 7, but take that 5, change and transformation, the Hierophant of the Major Arcana, you know, the teacher card as I like to call it, those life lessons, those things that we drove forward before, the times we may have succeeded, the times we may have failed. All of that is with us now that can help us change our lives for the better. 2, those 2 right there, those are the 2 pillars on either side of the High Priestess, you know, trusting our intuition. And the more obstacles we overcome, and the more we keep going, even when life wants to make us feel like we can't, the more we're going to be able to find that success, and the more we're going to be able to trust our intuitions and trust ourselves to do so. So, you know, utilize a little bit of imagination. Have fun with the process. The more I look at this, the more I've felt like I've had a dream about this before. Yes, if you can take control of your dreams, you absolutely can fly in them, and it's so much fun. But this, you know, the Chariot, you know, like making those dreams come true, making your life what you want it to be. You have to get behind the wheel and make it happen. Now, the last illustration I want to show you of the Chariot is the Outsider Tarot created by Bobby Abbott, or Abbott. I don't remember how to pronounce that last name, but this is the one I feel like comes full circle. This is the one that kind of reminds me of my beloved Dodge Viper right here. But the Ghost card, and there is that 7 again, you know, changing that mindset, trusting your intuition to drive yourself where you want to be. Ghost card kind of tells us, you know, it might be an idea. There might be some kind of potential thing that we want to try, we want to do, and we don't have all the answers yet. We just have that image in our heads of where we want to be. And that's when we have to take a seat, think about it, let that seat, you know, be something we're passionate about. Take the cover off of the cart and just go. All of these illustrations tell us, go forward to it. When this card comes up, sure, it means, hey, you might go buy a new car, but at the very least, it means you are in control of your life. And I absolutely mean that. You are the one writing your story. You are the one living your story. And only you know where you want that chariot to go. Don't give the wheel to somebody else. Take that wheel for yourself and drive yourself forward. That is what the Chariot means to me. That Cancer energy, you know, the mother to everybody else. Be that mother to yourself as well. Follow your heart. Follow it where you want it to go. You know, shine a light on those ideas so you can overcome the obstacles that stand in your way of success. That darkness right there, you know, that's facing the shadows within, facing the darkness. You can take, you know, shine a light, take that cover off of the doubt and everything and go towards what you want to achieve. All the stars in the top, the moon right in the center, maybe that's the sun, you know, the sun and the moon, the light and the dark, everything with us so we can get behind the wheel of our lives and let that ghost of confidence lead us to creating the lives that we want, finding the success that we want, the wealth that we want, because we're not afraid to go after what we dream of. And we take control of those chariots, we can absolutely get wherever we want to go because we find the confidence and trust our intuitions to overcome the obstacles that stand in our way. Now, you can see all the different illustrations here. Each of these are from different decks. Groovy Waite, Deviant Moon Tarot, Animystic Tarot, the Chariot, and the Zombie Tarot, the Grimm Tales Tarot, and the Outsider Tarot. Now, this one, and this one, I'm pretty sure, are all still available. Most of them are mass market. Outsider Tarot, however, I don't know if this one is available or not. It is absolutely available for a reading if you're interested in getting a reading with it. Then, you know, comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that will be in the description below, as well as, you know, the different illustrations that we used. But I'm not going to put links in the bottom because, you know, some of them might not be available, but search for them. Search online. At the very least, you might be able to find someplace on eBay where this Outsider Tarot will be. Can't guarantee it though, but you know, different illustrations are fun. Now, if anybody wants to make a deck that is just Dodge Vipers, I will totally jump on that in an instant because, yes, collection, it would go with so much to bring those two together. But that's beside the point. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found the confidence, you know, and that desire to get behind the wheel of your life and drive yourself to where you want to be. Don't let those dreams just be a ghost that you think about. Let those dreams be, you know, your imagination. Let those dreams let you take control to go with that ocean of emotion, or the creek of the water of power. I don't know. I'm trying to make another rhyme and it was not coming up in my head. But you are the one with the power. You are the one with the groovy idea. go for it. Don't be a zombie. Make those dreams a reality instead of just a ghost. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.